Okay, it is time to get fired up about your Module 4 lab activity. This one's entitled Projectiles. And so you click on Begin, and notice that the interface looks pretty complicated. There's all kinds of speedometers here, and a bunch of different controls. It's relatively simple, to be honest with you. You can change the speed of your projectile, and that's just done by clicking these arrows, either the 10 meter per second arrows to make it increase in increments of 10, or you can click the smaller arrows, and that's going to increase your speed by 1 meter per second each time you click it, and you'll notice that the velocity vector does indeed get longer as you click on these, or shorter, but it changes. Another thing you can change is the angle with which you fire the projectile. So again, clicking the big blue arrows changes it by tens, clicking the smaller ones changes it by ones. And similarly, you can change the height from which you fire. You can either fire it from the ground, or you can fire it off some ledge somewhere. And that's going to show up. Again, you can just change it in increments of 10 or singles. You can also change the zoom level. So notice as I change the zoom level, the scaling of the X and Y axes change. Now, you'll be, one of the questions specifies which zoom level you should be using. Um, so here's your normal zoom level, and for the most part, you can do most of the activity, I believe, using the normal zoom level, but one of the questions does specify that you use zoom level 2. That's what it's talking about. So anyway, let me go ahead and fire this off and show you what this kind of looks like. So, whoop, that's a long shot there. That one went off the screen. Let's do something a little more, let's see, a little less oomph behind it. Okay, so there I fired it. Now what you should have noticed was that the speed of the ball is actually broken down for you. It's the left dial is your total speed. Your middle dial is just the horizontal speed. And then finally the Y dial, the third dial is your vertical speed. So remember that velocity, it's a vector, and it can be broken into two parts, a horizontal part and a vertical part. And that's what you're actually doing. That's what you're watching, and you'll have to watch for when you fire these projectiles. You'll have to be watching those dials and answering some questions about that. Notice also that sometimes you're going to be asked to find out the horizontal range. How far has your ball gone? It is very important that you measure essentially to the middle of the bottom of your ball. And you may have to click on your zoom levels to make it a little easier to read, but do make sure that you're reading to the middle of the bottom of the ball.